sharply. It was only me and my youngest daughter, since her sister had gone to university. I spent as much time out of the little house as I could, with various distractions and empty pursuits. But the autumn was drawing in, and the cold would force me to retreat to the confines of the walls, although I resisted. It seemed to become as frustrated as me, and would lash out like a child whenever it felt my absence. It had fingered and prodded for any soft spots it could press, and I was tired. I was powerless to protect her. I knew every crack in the walls, every chip of tile. I had painted, fixed, cleaned, and tried to redeem the house, to make it feel like home. But despite my best efforts, it remained cold, uncaring, and a stranger to me. I couldn't keep up with the repairs, and collections of past things I couldn't let go of cluttered the cupboards and corners. We had played music, sang and danced, watched films eating popcorn, until I felt the weight of her head on my shoulder, and we crept to bed. Lamps would never be dimmed, and its need to connect was most palpable at night. The hollow footsteps would come up the stairs, flit outside my door, and gingerly enter to creep hesitantly and stand at my bedside. I felt like I was needed, necessary, and I let it in. This would be my mistake. My daughter was alone at home. Things had been tense and we had argued earlier in the day. I received a tearful phone call to come home urgently. She dripped and gulped through her words, and at first I admittedly was frustrated by the demands. But then an overriding fear sprung at the nape of my neck. I pulled into the drive to find her tearful outside the house, refusing to re-enter. She couldn't take it anymore. The day had been difficult. She had tried to busy herself in her room when she heard a noise downstairs. At first, she had strained to listen, but then it got louder and unmistakable. It was the dog's metal cage being dragged across the wooden floor. She defiantly went downstairs, and nothing had moved. She paused to question herself when she heard the bathtubs running upstairs. Had she turned them on? She sprinted back upstairs to nothing. she went to see, she could hear the dog's metal cage being dragged across the floor downstairs. But the worst was as she was studying at the coffee table. She had plugged in her phone into the charger on the computer, and after some time of peace, she had relaxed into her work when she was hit sharply in the head. It was her phone, and she looked up to find the cable still swinging from the computer. It hit me. It hit me, she cried in outrage, and all I could think was, did I do this? Did I do this? Why didn't we just leave? It's easy to ask,